3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? It's Ash on Comics, and I'm going to do a little review on Batman White Knight Presents Red Hood Book 2. Now, if you know me, I'm unabashedly a massive fan of Sean Gordon Murphy. The guy who got me back into comics, back into buying comics, was Sean Gordon Murphy. I got back into comics around 2018. White Knight was about, I think it was on issue 5. And I was following your boy Zach, calling himself Diversity in Comics back then. And I had been following him since 2017. Because I've always had my ear to the pavement, about comics. I never was truly gone. I still love, I loved comics and of course, watched all the MCU films and stuff. I just wasn't a comic buyer. I'd been, since the late 90s, I think, is when I got out. And this book, Zach did videos on the White Knight, and I was like, oh, this sounds amazing. You could see the art, and I was like, this sounds very cool. The concept, it's like, I gotta try this. And so I got the books, and I bought them digitally on Comixology because I was like, get in the back. It was really tough, really popular book. And I was reading it. I was like, I just love these. And I love it so much. So then I went and bought the physicals. So I have the digitals. Then I bought the physicals. And I'm looking to buy the hardcover deluxe editions because I'm just a massive fan. So that's part of the transparency, just so you know where my biases lie. Now, Batman White Knight Presents Red Hood Book 2. Now, I did the first book. I gave a positive review. This book, I'm not. I'm not. It's not terrible. I don't hate it. I at least get a cool cover. But this character ultimately ends up just being annoying. This body positive chunky girl riding a 10-speed being Robin is dumb. I'm sorry, Sean. What the F were you thinking? I tried to roll with it on the first issue because it looked like she was more of a wannabe. And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. Like, I can understand someone thinking more of themselves than they really are. But here we get to see... she's really going to be Robin. Now, the number one issue that I have of this book is Record Scratch. When I opened the book, I didn't pay attention here. I was like, wait a second. See this guy right here? Simone DeMeo? This guy does art on a title that I liked, where I discovered him, was We Only Find Them When They're Dead. He's got a very anime style influence. And he colors his own work, and it looks gorgeous. The way he colors his work. I immediately opened this page, and this is not Simone DeMeo. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is a 2-issue series. You couldn't get Simone to commit to 2 issues? You just did 1? Are you effing kidding me? Now, they got this other person to try to at least be consistent with his visual style, but this is just poor man's version. This is bothering me because up until this point, White Knight has been DC Black Label. Let's go back. Yes. You see? Do you see? Right there. Black Label. Now, when DC launched Black Label, they promised us that Black Label meant premium. This book already is a premium price. You're paying $4.99 for this book. It's not bigger. It doesn't have backup stories. It's just a book for $4.99, which I happily pay for the regular White Knight stuff because it's premium. I'm getting an artist and a writer who I love, and so I am willing to pay that extra exorbitant price. You say, it's only $1, Ash. Well, it's like, sure, it's only $1, but it's also 25% higher than your standard, I mean, if it were the difference between $100,000 and $125,000, all of a sudden, or more apt analogy, a difference between $400,000 and $500,000, all of a sudden, it wouldn't be. I'm getting way in the weeds on this. So, anyways, the art just, I was like, I'm not buying Black Label for, this is not even mid-grade DC talent. This is a person who would not be able to do a basic D-list DC character. Like, this is Black Label. This is not excusable. And the story just, all of a sudden, I don't know, with the writing, it just really lost me. In the first one, I was like, okay, I don't expect this to be the main White Knight quality. This is just a backup story to explain who Red Hood is in this universe. But this character just became annoying. She had to sort of like fix Red Hood. And then she fails. And it becomes kind of the story about how Red Hood ended up becoming the thing he hated. He rebelled against Batman because Batman pushed him too hard. Then he had the traumatic incident where Joker... In this one, Joker doesn't kill him. If I'm trying to remember correctly, it's like he's gonna kill him, but then he leaves him to live so that Batman can live in shame, rather than do the Lazarus Pits, which I think is a cool idea. But the point is Jason Todd is still traumatized and he resents Batman because of this. And it's like, dude, you were Robin, like, and so the girl's the same way. She gets in this fight and then she almost dies, or she gets beat up, and then she's like, oh my God, why did I listen to you? And she's pissed off now because things didn't go her way. Guess what? Participation trophies don't matter. You played superhero and the villain hurt you. Now, you don't get to blame Red Hood. But, of course, she does, and she's pissed. And then Red Hood, oh, my God, well, you're right. He feels all guilty. But he's like, but we got to stop him. So they come together to finally like fight the guy or whatever, but now she doesn't want to be Robin anymore, and whatever, she's a hero, and Jason's mad and blah blah, and he sees a reflection of Batman in the car, but he's not really the Batman, and he's just pissed off, and yeah, and it just cuts back over to basically modern Gan, which is how this whole story started. He goes, the adult version, he goes and finds her, and she's grown up now, and he needs help. And we see here, when he gets to the modern, it does cut over, I believe, which page is it? Yeah, the art style is actually similar enough to where it's difficult to tell. I think here is where it cuts over to Simone DeMeo. But it's not Simone's coloring, and his art doesn't stand out when he's not doing his own coloring. So if just for a few pages of talking to adult Gan, who ends up gonna help him, it just, I don't know, this whole story didn't work, and it's gonna cut back into Batman White Knight number 5 now. I guess on one hand, I applaud you for this like side story to give us a little bit of background on the character, but I paid $5 and I did not get entertainment out of this. The writing was just mediocre. The art, I feel bait and switched. If it would at least been Simone DeMeo on the art and the coloring, I at least would have been like, okay, cool, pretty pictures. But you just bamboozled us. Oh, at least we get Sean Gordon Murphy preview, though, of White Knight 5, or Beyond the White Knight 5. Here's the premium thing, and it's just like, come on. So, there you go. That was a quick down and dirty. Here's Simone D'Amato, by the way. It's not really a great, flattering picture, but you can see how when he colors himself, how it really pops. This is how this style is kind of how we only find them when they're dead. So, yeah, compare that to this. This is him with someone else's colors, and then here's the wannabe. There we go, the wannabe. It's just, This was So, problem is, if you bought the first one, you're going to probably have to buy the second one, because why not? It's just one more issue to be the completist. And if you're probably like me, you're getting the White Knight. And that's the ultimate shame. That's like, I feel like DC and Sean Gordon, whatever they know. It's like, what are you going to do? Not get it? Ha, you have to get it. And so, yeah, thumbs down. It sucks that there's finally a blemish on the White Knight stuff for me, but I'm a fan, but I'm not a shill. Thanks for watching.